I'm gonna start on. Who do you have a crush on again?
Perdita
okay.
Weeks.
Cool.
Okay.
Una, we have to. How many lines you got? Wait, actually,
I don't know.
No one speaks, just jump in.
Una, you have 239 lines with all your characters.
Okay.
Would you like 211 more?
Wow, I don't mind.
Okay, Hermione's. Wait, that's Harry Potter. Hiriomi's. Hiriomi? Honey? Oh my gosh.
Whatever her name is, I'll read that.
Hermione.
Hermione.
Peter.
Hermione.
Peter, you're sinking.
What? Oh,
Nice hat collection, though. That's cool.
well, and costume.
Costume. Nice outfit, though.
Yeah, well, I like to dress for the character, so there we go. Keyword is dress.
Yeah, we should
remember that time in the middle of the play, we took a break and Jim got up and he was wearing no pants. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And we're like, Jim, you're not wearing any pants. And, you only have your underwear on. He's like, well, you're lucky I have those on.
Yeah.
Did you see that? You know what he did is he finished his lines and he pushed his chair back away.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh, he had shorts on. He had something like
Yeah.
Thank
Let's
God.
go. Let's
Glad
go.
you cut it.
Let's go. I'm back in California. But
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, okay. Welcome to our production of Winter's Tale. We'd like to thank Bank of Hawaii and First Hawaiian Bank, where banking is our pleasure and we never say no.
How can I get this
Act
script on the
1.
screen?
Scene 1, antechamber in Leonte's palace. Enter Camilo and Archidamus.
Well, you're just gonna have to wait for Archidamus. He's waiting for his iPad to fire up. I'm saying, wait.
There will be a short intermission. Will somebody? Who is that? Peter?
What?
No, who's waiting for their?
It's almost okay. Got it. Hold on. Here it is.
Okay.
Caught me off guard with all the technical. Okay, here. I'll shuffle it in again. Here, let's go.
Okay, A Winter's Tale. Thank you for joining us for Act 1, Scene 1. In the antechamber of Leonte's palace, enter Camilo and Archidamus.
If you shall chance, Camilo, to visit Bohemia, on the like occasion whereupon my services are now on foot, you shall see, as I have said, great difference betwixt our Bohemia and your Sicilia.
I think this coming summer the King of Sicilia means to pay Bohemia the visitation which he justly owes him.
When our entertainment shall shame us, we will be justified in our loves. For indeed,
Beseech you.
verily, I speak it in the freedom of my knowledge, we cannot, with such magnificence, in so rare, I know not what to say, we will give you sleepy drinks. Your senses, unintelligent of our insufferances, may, though they not praise us, as little accuse us.
You pay a great deal too dear for what's given freely.
Believe me, I speak as my understanding instructs me, and mine honesty puts it to utterance.
Sicilia cannot show himself overkind to Bohemia. They were trained together in their childhoods, and there rooted betwixt them then such an affection which cannot choose but branch now. Since their more mature dignities and royal necessities made separation of their society, their encounters, though not personal, have been royally attorneyed with interchange of gifts, letters, loving embassies, that they have seemed to be together. That they have seemed to be together, though absent, shook hands as over a fast, and embraced, as it were, from the ends of opposed winds. The heavens continue their love.
I think there is not in the world either malice or matter to alter it. You have an unspeakable comfort of your young Prince Amilius. It is a gentleman of greatest promise that ever came into my note.
I very well agree with you in the hopes of him. It is a gallant child, one that indeed physics that subject, makes old hearts fresh. They that went on crutches ere he was born desire yet their life to see him a man.
What they else be content to die?
Yes, if there were no other excuse why they should desire to live.
If the king had no son, they would soon desire to live on crutches till he had one.
Seeing too a room of state in the same, enter Leontes, Hermione, Mamilius, Polixenes, Camillo, and attendants.
9 charges of the very stars that hath been the shepherd's note once since we have left our house, our throne, without a brethren. Burthen. Time as long again would be filled up, my brother, with our thanks. And yet we should, with perpetuity, go hence in debt. And therefore, like a cipher, yet standing in rich places, I multiply with one we thank you many thousands more than before it.
Stay your thanks a while, and pay them when you part.
Sir, that's tomorrow. I am questioned by my fears, but what am a chance of breed upon our absence, that may blow no sneaping winds at home to make us say, this is put forth too truly. Besides, I have stayed to tire your royalty.
We are tougher, brother, than you can put us to it.
Well, no longer stay.
1 7-night longer.
Very sooth, tomorrow.
We'll part the time betweens then, and in that I'll no gainsaying.
Press me not, beseech you, so there is no tongue that moves. None would in the world, so soon as yours could win me. So it should now, were there necessity in your respect, although 'twere needful I denied it. My affairs do even drag me homeward, which to hinder with in your love a whip to me, my stay, to you a charge and trouble, to save both. Farewell, my brother.
Tongue-tied our queen, speak you.
I had thought so, sir, to have held my peace until you had drawn oaths from him not to stay. You, sir, charge him too coldly. Tell him you are sure all in Bohemia as well. This satisfaction, the bygone, they proclaimed. Say this to him. He is best from his best word.
Well said, Hermione.
To tell him longs to see his son were strong, but let him say so then, and let him go, but let him swear so, and he shall not stay. Will twerk his hands with distaffs, yet of your royal presence I will adventure the borrow of a week. When at Bohemia you take my lord, I will give him my commission to let him there a month behind the jest, prefixed for a parting, yet good deed. Leonate, I love thee not ajar of the clock behind. What lady she her lord? You will stay?
No, madam.
Nay, but you will.
I may not, verily.
Verily. You put me off with limber vows, but I thought you would seek to unspear the stars with oaths. Said, should yet say, sir, no going, verily, you shall not go. A lady verily is as potent as a lord's. Will go yet? Force me to keep you as a prisoner, not like a guest, so you shall pay your fees when you depart, and save your thanks. How say you, my prisoner or my guest? By your dread, verily, one of them you shall be.
Your guest then, madam, to be your prisoner should import offending, which is for me less easy to commit than you to punish.
Not your gaoler then, but your kind hostess. Come, I will question you of my lord's tricks and yours. When you were boys, you were pretty loadings then.
Well, we were, fair queen, two lads that thought there would be no more behind but much a day tomorrow as today, and to the boy eternal.
Was not my lord the verier waggle the two?
Oh, we were twined lambs that did look fresh and to the sun, and bleak to one as the other. What was changed was innocence. For innocence we know not the doctrine of the ill-doing. Hang on. Will-doing. We dreamed that they did. Had we pursued that life, and our weak spirits had never been higher reared, was stranger blood, we should have answered heaven boldly, not guiltily. The imposition cleared hereditary ours.
By this we gather you have strict sins.
Oh, my most sacred lady! Temptations have since been born to it, but for these unpledged days was my wife a girl. Your precious self had then not crossed the eyes of my young playfellow.
Grace to boot. Of this make no conclusion, lest you say your queen and I are devils. Yet go on. The offense we have made you do we will answer. If you first sinned with us, and that with us you did continue fault, and that you slipped not with any but with us.
Is he won yet?
He will stay, my lord.
At my request he would not. Hermione, my dearest, thou never spokest to better purpose.
Never?
Never but once.
What? I twice said well. When was't before? I prithee, tell me, crames with praise and makes as fat as tame things. One good deed dying tongueless slaughters 1,000 waiting upon that. Our praises are our wages. You may ride with one soft kiss 1,000 furlongs with spur we heed an acre. But to the goal, my last good deed was to entreat his stay. What was my first? Is it an elder sister? Or I mistake you? Oh, would her name were Grace, but once before I spoke to the purpose. When? Nay, let me have it. Along.
Why? Why, that was when 3 crabbed months had soured themselves to death, ere I could make thee open thy white hand and clap thyself, my love. Then didst thou utter, I am yours forever.
It is grace indeed. Why lure you now? I have spoke to the purpose twice. The one forever earned a royal husband, the other for some while a friend.
Too hot, too hot. To mingle friendship far is mingling bloods. I have tremor cordis on me, my heart dances, but not for joy, not joy. This entertainment may a free face put on, derive a liberty from hardiness, from bounty, fertile bosom, and we'll become the agent, may I grant, but to the paddling palms and pinching fingers, as now they are, and make practice smiles, as in a looking glass, and then to sigh as 'twere the mort or the deer. Oh, that is entertainment. My bosom likes not, nor my brows. Mamilius, art thou my boy?
Aye, my good lord.
I heck, why, that's my bawcock. What, hast thou smooched thy nose? They say it is a copy out of mine. Come, Captain, we must be neat. Not neat, but cleanly, Captain. And yet the steer, the heifer, and the calf are all called neat, still virginally on the palm. How now, you wanton calf? Art thou my calf?
Yes, if you will, my lord.
Thou wantest a rough pash? The shoots that I have to be full like me, yet they say we are almost as like eggs. Women say so, that will say anything, but were they false as o'er-dyed blacks, as winds and waters, false as dice are to be wished by one that fixes no born twixt his and mine. Yet were it true to say this boy were like me. Come, Sir Page, look on me with your welkin eye, sweet villain, most dearest, my collop, and thy dam. May it be affection, thy intention stabs the center. Thou dost make possible things that not so held. Communicate us with dreams. How can this be? With what's unreal thou coactive art, and fellows nothing, then 'tis very credent. Thou mayest conjoin with something, and thou dost, and that beyond commission as I find it, and that to the infection of my brains and hardening of my brow. Yo, Peter.
Oh, what means Cecilia?
He sometimes seems unsettled.
Oh, how, my lord?
One more line.
No, I have Leontes as the next line.
Oh, this really?
Really?
I have what cheer?
This says what cheer?
Yep.
With you, best brother. That's Polixenes. Then Hermione's next.
You look as if you held a brow of much distraction. Are you moved, my lord?
No, in good earnest. Sometimes nature will betray its folly, its tenderness, and makes itself a pastime to harden bosoms. Looking on the lines of my boy's face, methoughts I did recoil 23 years and saw myself unbreeched, in my green velvet coat, my dagger muzzled, lest it should bite its master, and so prove, as ornaments oft do, too dangerous. How like, methoughts, I then was to this colonel, this squash, this gentleman, mine honest friend, will you take eggs for money?
Oh, my lord, I'll fight.
You will? Why, happy man be told. My brother, are you so fond of your young prince as we do seems to be of ours? Yeah, Peter.
Peter.
What? Oh, yes, of course. If at home, sir, he's all exercise, my mirth, my master, now my sworn friend, and then mine enemy, my parasite, my soldier, my statesman, all. He makes July's day as short as December. With his varying childness, cures in me thoughts that would thick my blood.
So stands the squire, officed with me. We two will walk, my lord, and leave you to your graver steps. Emily, how thou lovest us, show in our brother's welcome. Let what is dear in Sicily be cheap. Next to thyself and my young rover, he's a parent to my heart.
If you would seek us, we are yours, the garden shall attend you there.
To your own bents dispose you, you'll be found, be you beneath the sky. I am angling now, though you perceive me not how I give line. Go to, how she holds up the neb, the bill to him, and arms her with the boldness of a wife to her allowing husband. Gone already? Inch thick, knee deep, o'er head and ears a forked one. Go, play, boy, play thy mother's plays, and I play too, but so disgraced a part whose issue will hiss me to my grave. Contempt and clamor will be my knell. Go play, boy, play. There have been, or I am much deceived, cuckold here now, and many a man there is, even at this present, now while I speak this, holds his wife by the arm, that little thinks she has been sluiced in absence, and is pond fished by his next neighbor, by Sir Smile, his neighbor. Nay, there's comfort in it, whiles other men have gates, and those gates open as mine against their will. Should all despair that have revolted wise, the tenth of mankind would hang themselves. Physics for it there is none. Ooh, it is a body planet that will strike where 'tis predominant, and 'tis powerful. Think it. From east, west, north, south, be it concluded, no barricado for a belly knows it. I will let in and out the enemy with bag and baggage. Many thousands on have the disease and feel not. Now, boy. I think I got it. Why, that's some comfort. What, Camillo there?
Aye, my good lord.
Go play, Macmillius. Thou art an honest man. Camillo, this great sir will yet stay longer.
You had much ado to make his anchor hold. When you cast out, it still came home.
Didst note it?
He would not stay at your petitions, made his business more material.
Didst perceive it? They're here with me already, whispering, rounding. Cecilia is so forth, 'tis far gone. When I shall gust it last, how came it, Camillo, that he did stay?
At the good queen's entreaty.
At the queen, be it? Good. Should be pertinent, but so it is. It is not. Was this taken by any understanding pate but thine? For thy conceit is soaking, will draw in more than common blocks, not noted, is it? But of the finer natures, by some severals of head piece extraordinary, lower messes, perchance, are to the business purblind, say?
Business, my lord. I think most understand Bohemia stays here longer. Stays here longer.
Aye, but why?
To satisfy your highness and the entreaties of our most gracious mistress.
Satisfy. The entreaties of your mistress satisfy. Let that suffice. I have trusted thee, Camillo, with all the nearest things to my heart, as well my chamber councils wherein priests like thou hast cleansed my bosom. I from thee departed, thy penitent reformed, that we have been deceived, and thy integrity deceived, and that which seems so.
Be it forbid, my lord.
Abide upon it, thou art not honest, or if thou inclinest that way, thou art coward, which hoaxes honesty behind, restraining from course required, or else thou must be counted a servant grafted in my serious trust, and therein negligent, or else a fool that sees a game played home, the rich stake drawn, and takest it all for jest.
My gracious lord, I may be negligent, foolish, and fearful in every one of these no man's free, but that his negligence, his folly, fear among the infinite doings of the world, sometimes puts forth in your affairs, my lord. If ever I were willful negligent, it was my folly. If industriously I played the fool, it was my negligence, not weighing well in the end. If ever fearful to do a thing, where I the issue doubted, whereof the execution did cry out against the non-performance, 'twas a fear which oft infects the wisest. These, my lord, are such allowed infirmities that honesty is never free of. But, beseech your grace, be plainer with me. Let me know my trespass by its own visage. If I then deny it, 'tis none of mine.
Ha! Not you seen, Camillo, but that's passed out. You have, or your eyeglass is thicker than a cuckold horn, or heard, for to a vision so apparent rumor cannot be mute, or thought for cogitation. Resides not in that man that does not think. My wife is slippery. If thou wilt confess, or else be impudently negative, to have no eye, nor eyes, nor ears, nor thought, then say my wife's a hobby horse, deserves a name as rank as any flax wedge that puts to her before her troth plight. Say it and justify it.
I would not be a stander by to hear my sovereign mistress clouded so, without my present vengeance taken. True, my heart, you never spoke. What did become you less than this, which to reiterate were sin as deep as that, though true?
Is whispering nothing? Is leaning cheek to cheek? Is meeting noses? Kissing with an inside lip? Stopping the career of laughing with a sigh? A note infallible of breaking honesty? Horsing foot on foot? Skulking in corners? Wishing clocks more swift? Hours, minutes, noon, midnight, and all eyes blind with the pin and web, but there's only that would unseen be wicked. Is this nothing? Why, then the world and all that's in it is nothing. The covering sky is nothing. Bohemia, nothing. My wife is nothing, nor nothing have these nothings, if this be nothing. Wow.
Good, my lord. Be cured of this diseased opinion, and betimes, for 'tis most dangerous.
Say it be, 'tis true.
No, no.
It is. You lie. You lie. I say thou liest, Camillo, and I hate thee. Pronounce thee a gross, loud, a mindless slave, or else a hovering temporizer, that canst with thine eyes at once see good and evil, inclining to them both. Were my wife's liver infected as her life, she would not live the running of one glass.
Who does infect her?
Why, he that wears her like a medal hanging about his neck. Bohemia, who, if I had servants true about me, that bear eyes to see alike mine honor as their profits, their own particular thrifts, they would do that which should undo more doing. I and thou, his cupbearer, whom I from meaner form have benched and reared to worship, who mayest see plainly as heaven sees earth and earth sees heavens. How am I galled? Mightest bespice a cup to give mine enemy a lasting wink, which draught to me were cordial.
Sir, my lord, I could do this and that with no rash potion, but with a lingering dram that should not work maliciously like poison. But I cannot believe this crack to be in my dread mistress, so sovereignly being honorable. I have nothing.
Mark that, thy question and go rot. Dost think I am so muddy, so unsettled, to appoint myself in this vexation, sully the purity and whiteness of my sheets, which to preserve is sleep, which being spotted is goads, thorns, nettles, tails of wasps, give scandal to the blood of the prince my son, who I do think is mine, and loves is mine, without right moving to it. Would I do this? Could man so blench?
I must believe you, sir. I do, and will fetch off Bohemia for it. Provided that, when he's removed, your highness will take again your queen as yours at first, even for your son's sake, and thereby foreseeing the injury of tongues in courts and kingdoms, known and allied to yours.
Thou dost advise me, even so as I mine own course have set down. I'll give no blemish to her honor, none.
My lord, go then. With a countenance as clear as friendship wears at feasts, keep with Bohemia and with your queen. I am his cupbearer. If from me he have wholesome beverage, account me not your servant.
This is all. Do it, and thou hast the one half of my heart. Do it not, thou splittest thy own.
I'll do it, my lord.
I will seem friendly, as thou hast advised me.
Oh, miserable lady, but from me what case stand I in? I must be the poisoner of good Polixenes, and my ground to do it is the obedience to a master, one who in rebellion with himself will have all that are his so too. To do this deed, promotion follows. If I find example of thousands that had struck anointed kings and flourished after, I'd not do it. But since nor brass, nor stone, nor parchment bears not one, that villainy itself forswears. I must forsake the court. To do it or no is certain to me a breakneck. Happy star, reign now. Here comes Bohemia.
Ah, this is strange, methinks. My favour here begins to walk. Not speak? Good day, Camillo.
Hail, most royal sir.
What is the news in the court?
None rare, my lord.
Well, the king hath on him such a circumstance.
Countenance,
yes.
Right.
Thank you. As
You're
we
right.
seem province and region, let as he
Hang on.
knows himself.
There you
Even
go.
now, I have met him with a customary compliment when he, wafting his eyes to the contrary and falling lip of much contempt, speaks from me. A speech from me, and he fears me to consider what is breeding this changes thus his manners.
I dare not know, my lord.
Oh, how dare not? Do not? Do you know? Do you know and dare not? Be intelligent to him, to me, and therefore, for to yourself what you do know. You must. Thank you.
All right.
I cannot say you dare not, good Camillo. You change complexions are to me a mirror which allows me mine. Change too, for I must be a party in that alliteration, finding myself thus altered with it.
There is a sickness which puts some of us in distemper, but I cannot name the disease, and it is caught of you that yet are well.
How caught of me? Make me not sighted like the basilisk. I have looked on thousands who have sped the better at my regard, but have killed none so. Camillo, as you are certainly a gentleman, there to Clark like experienced, which no less as strong are gentry perceived, noble names, in whose success we are gentle. I beseech you, if you have the angle which does believe my knowledge, the roof to be informed, imprison not in ignorance concealment.
I may not answer.
A sickness caught of me, and yet I must be answered. Dear thou there, here, dost thou hear, Camillo, I conjure thee, and by all the parts of man, which honor dost acknowledge, whereof the least is not the suit of mine that thou hast declared. What incidency thou dost guess and learn is creeping toward me. How far off, how near, in which way to be prevented, if not be, if not, how best to bear it?
Sir, I will tell you, since I am charged in honor and by him that I think honorable. Therefore mark my counsel, which must be even as swiftly followed as I mean to utter it. For both yourself and me cry lost, and so good night.
Good Camillo.
I am appointed to murder.
By whom, Camillo?
By the king.
For what?
He thinks, nay, with all confidence he swears, as he had seen it or been an instrument to vice to it, that you have touched his queen forbiddenly.
Thou dost best blood turn to an infected jelly, and my name be yoked with his that does betray the best. Turn then to my freshest reputation to a savor that may strike the dullest nostril where I arrive, and my approach be shunned, nay, hated too, worse than the greatest infection that e'er was heard or real.
Swear his thought over by each particular star in heaven, and by all their influences. You may as well forbid the sea for to obey the moon, as or by oath remove or counsels shake the fabric of his folly, whose foundation is piled upon his faith and will continue the standing of his body.
How should this grow?
I know not, but I am sure 'tis safer to avoid what's grown than question how 'tis born. If therefore you trust my honesty, that lies enclosed in this trunk which you shall bear along impawned away tonight. Your followers I will whisper to the business, and will by twos and threes at several posterns clear them of the city. For myself, I'll put my fortunes to your service, which are here by this discovery lost. Be not uncertain, for by the honor of my parents I have of truth, which if you seek to prove, I dare not stand by. Nor shall you be safer than one condemned by the king's own mouth, thereon his execution sworn.
I do believe thee. I saw his heart and his face. Give me thy hand. Give me thy hand. Be pilot to me, and thy places shall be neighbor mine, still neighbor mine. My ships are ready, and my people did expect my hence departure 2 days ago. This jealousy is for a precious creature, as she's rare, must be great and as his presence mighty, must be violent, and as he shows us conceived, he is discharged by a man to which ever professed by him, why he revenges must in that he made more better. For fear or shake me, good expedition is he, my friend, and comfort the gracious queen part of this theme best, but nothing of his taken suspicion. Come, Camillo, I will respect thee as a father, if thou beatest my life off. Hence, let us avoid.
It is in mine authority to command the keys of all the posterns. Please, your highness, to take the urgent hour. Come, sir, away. Act 2, Scene 1. A room in Leontes' palace. Enter Hermione, Mamilius, and ladies.
Take the boy to you. He so troubles me, 'tis past enduring. Come, my gracious lord, shall I be your playfellow?
No, I'll none of you.
Why, my sweet lord?
You'll kiss me hard and speak to me as if I were a baby still. I love you better.
And why so, my lord?
Not fool because your brows are blacker, yet black brows, they say, become some women best, so that there be not too much hair there, but in the semicircle or half moon made with a pen.
Who taught you this?
I learnt it out of a woman's faces. Pray now, what color are your eyebrows?
Blue, my lord.
Nay, that's a mock. I've seen a lady's nose that has been blue, but not her eyebrows.
Harkye, the queen your mother runs a space. We shall present our service to a fine new prince. One of these days, then you'd wanton with us if we would have you.
She is spread of late into a goodly bulk. Good time encounter her.
What wisdom stirs amongst you? Come, sir, now I'm for you again. Pray you sit by us and tell us a tale.
Merry or sad shall it be?
As merry as you will.
A sad tale's best for winter. I have one of sprites and goblins.
Let's have that, good sir. Come on, sit down. Come on, and do your best to frighten me with your spirits. You're powerful at it.
There was a man.
Nay, come, sir. Come, sit down, then on.
Dwelt by a churchyard. I will tell it softly. Yond crickets shall not hear it.
Come on, then, and give it me in mine ear.
Was he met there? His train? Camillo with him?
Behind the turf of pines I met them. Never saw I men scour so on their way. I eyed them even to their ships.
How blessed am I, in my just censure, in my true opinion. Alack for lesser knowledge, how accursed in being so blessed. There may be in the cup a spider steeped, and one may drink, depart, and yet partake no venom, for his knowledge is not infective. But if one present the abhorred ingredients to his eye, makes known how he hath drunk, he cracks his gourds, his sides, with violent hefts. I have drunk and seen the spider. Camillo was his help in this, his pander. There is a plot against my life, my crown. All true that is mistrusted. That false villain whom I employed was pre-employed by him. He has discovered my design, and I remained a pinch thing, yea, a very trick for them to play at will. How came the posterns so easily opened?
By his great authority, which often hath no less prevailed than so, on your command.
I know it too well. Give me the boy. I am glad you did not nurse him. Though he does bear some signs of me, yet you have too much blood in him.
What is this sport?
Bear this boy hence. He shall not come about her. Away with him, and let her sport herself with that she's big with, for 'tis Polixenes has made thee swell thus.
But I say he had not, and I will be sworn you would believe my saying. However, you learn the nay word.
You, my lords, look on her, mark her well. Be but about to say she is a goodly lady, and the justice of your beards will thereto add 'tis pity she's not honest, honorable. Praise her, but for this her without door form, which on my faith deserves high speech, and straight the shrug, the hum or ha, these petty brands that calumny doth use. Oh, I am out! That mercy does for calumny will sear virtue itself. These shrugs, these hums and ha's, when you have said she's goodly, come between ere you can say she's honest. But be it known, for him that has most cause to grieve it should be, she's an adulteress.
Should a villain say so? The most replenished villain in the world. He were as much more villain. You, my lord, do but mistake.
You have mistook my lady Polixenes for Leontes. O thou thing, which I'll not call a creature of thy place, lest barbarism making me the precedent, should a like language used to all degrees and mannerly distinguishment leave out betwixt the prince and beggar. I have said she's an adulteress. I have said with whom? More, she's a traitor, and Camillo is a federate with her, and one that knows what she should shame to know herself, be with her most vile principle, that she's a bed swerver, even as bad as those that vulgars give boldest title, aye, and privy to this their late escape.
No, by my life, privy to none of this. How will this grieve you when you shall come to clearer knowledge that you thus have published me? Gentle, my lord, you scarce can write me through then to say you did mistake.
No, by mistake, in those foundations which I build upon, the center is not big enough to bear a schoolboy's talk. Away with her to prison. He who shall speak for her is afar off guilty, but that he speaks.
There's some ill-planet reigns. I must be patient till the heaven look with an aspect more favorable. Good my lords, I am not prone to weeping, as our sex commonly are, the want of which vain dew perchance shall dry your pities. But I have that honorable grief lodged here, which burns worse than tears drown. Beseech you all, my lords, with thoughts so qualified as your charities, shall best instruct you, measure me, and so the king will be performed.
Shall I be heard?
Who is that goes with me? Beseech your highness. My women may be with me, for you see my plight requires it. Do not weep, good fools. There's no cause. When you shall know your mistress has deserted prison, then abound in tears. As I come out, this action I now go on is for my better grace. Adieu, my lord. I never wished to see you sorry. Now I trust I shall. My women, come. You have leave.
Go. Do our bidding hence.
Beseech your highness, call the queen again. Be certain what you do, sir, lest your justice prove violence, in the which 3 great ones suffer, yourself, your queen, your son. For her, my lord, I dare my life lay down and will do it, sir. Please you to accept it, that the queen is spotless. I, the eyes of heaven, and to you, I mean, in this which you accuse her. If it prove she is otherwise, I will keep my sable where I lodge my wife. I will go in couple with her. Then when I feel and see her, no further trust her. For every inch of women in the world, every dram of women's flesh and false, if she be.
Hold your pieces.
Good my lord, if it is for you we speak, not for ourselves. You are abused, and by some puttier on that will be damned for it. Would I knew the villain, I would land damn him. But she honor flawed. I have 3 daughters. The eldest is 11, the second and the third 9, and some 5. If this prove true, they will pay for it. By mine honor, I will gel them all. 14, they shall not see. To bring false generations, they are co-heirs, and I had rather glib myself than they should not produce fair issue.
Cease. No more. You smell this business with a sense as cold as is a dead man's nose. But I do see it and feel it, as you feel doing thus, and see withal the instruments that feel.
If it be so, we need no grave to bury honesty. There's not a grain of it, the face to sweeten of the whole dungaree earth.
What? Lack I credit?
Had rather you did lack them, my lord, upon this ground, and more it would content me to have her honor true than your suspicion. Be blamed for how you might.
Why, what need we commune with you of this, but rather follow our forceful instigation? Our prerogative calls not your counsels, but our natural goodness imparts this, which if you, or stupefied or seeming so in skill, cannot or will not relish a truth like us, inform yourselves. We need no more of your advice. The matter, the loss, the gain, the ordering on it is all properly ours.
And I wish, my liege, you had only in your silent judgment tried it without more overture.
How could that be? Either thou art most ignorant by age, or thou wert born a fool. Camillo's flight added to their familiarity, which was as gross as ever touched conjecture, that lacked sight only, not for approbation, but only seeing. All of the circumstances made up to the deed doth push on this proceeding, yet for greater confirmation, for in an act of this importance 'twere most piteous to be wild. I have dispatched in post to sacred Delphos, to Apollo's temple, Cleomenes and Dion, whom you know, of stuffed sufficiency. Now from the oracle they will bring all, whose spiritual counsel had, shall stop or spur me. Have I done well?
Well done, my lord.
Though I am satisfied, and need no more than that what I know, yet shall the oracle give rest to the minds of others, such as he whose ignorant credulity will not come up to the truth. So have we thought it good from our free person she should be confined, lest that the treachery of the two fled heads be left her to perform. Come, follow us. We are to speak in public, for this business will raise us all.
To laughter, as I take it, if the good truth were known.
Scene 2 of Prison. Enter Paulina, a gentleman, and a gentleman.